Well, happy Friday people, and we have got on the ramp today a 2018 Vauxhall Crosland X, and it's got an absolute horrific noise coming from the engine, and this car's only covered 33,000 miles. So let's get this car started and let you lot have a little listen and see how bad it is. And you'll probably hear it as soon as I start it up because it sounds as if the engine's falling out of the bottom of the vehicle. Can you hear it? Listen to that. Let's have a little listen. It does sound as if it's coming from here. Let's get me a little torture-ooning. I like these Vauxhall lights. Brilliant. I think we found the culprit. That aircon pump. I think the bearings and that air conditioning pump, or the clutch itself, has failed. So the first thing I'm going to do, let me turn it off. I'll tell you what. Christ, you'd swear there's bloody no oil in it. I think the best thing for me to do is get that alternator belt off and have a little listen. Now I've removed that alternator belt, it's quite obvious that it is the air conditioning pump. We have a little spin. Can you listen to it? It is rather noisy. Let's get in the car and give it a big start routing and see if it's quieter. It's obviously going to be quieter, isn't it? Listen to that. Perfect. Right, well obviously it's going to need an air conditioning pump, isn't it? So what we need to do now is get that gas out of the system. Right, as you can see, I've got the high pressure and the low pressure pipes connected to the AC system, and all we're doing is recovering all the old gas out of the system and depressurizing it so we can make it safe for us to remove that compressor. Now after that's finished, we're going to print a report just so we know how much gas has come out of the system. So obviously it's going to have a full system regas when we put the new pump on. Now with this vehicle up in the air, we can go ahead and remove the air conditioning pump. Now it is very simple to do. There's only 3 bolts holding it to the engine, and we've got the 2 AC pipes on the side of it. We're going to get the pump off the engine first, and then we can undo the bolts once we've got the pump hanging. Now with this pump hanging, even though we've taken the gas out of the system, when you undo the pipe, sometimes you will get a little bit of a psh. Sometimes, not all the time, but you can do. I'm hoping that these 2 pipes come out of the pump rather easy, because it can be a bit of a nightmare, because there's nothing worse than aluminium, because it corrodes. Is that one it? Is that one going to come out easy? Yeah, there we go. That pump is now off. And once that pump's off, what we're going to do to stop any moisture and everything getting into the air conditioning system, as soon as you uncouple it, moisture gets sucked in. So what we're going to do is pop some little bungs in. Now these are in my link tree, and they're only a couple of quid, and they're so handy for like fuel pipes and air conditioning pipes and stuff like that. They're brilliant, brilliant. Now what we've got to do is wait for the new air conditioning pump to turn up. But in the meantime, let's just give this little pulley a little bit of a twist-a-rooney, a spin, and just show you how rough it is. Listen to that. Now while I am waiting for bits for this car to turn up, it is a mechanic's incentive, or is it incentive, or your mechanic's instinct to just glance over the vehicle and have a little look-a-rooney. And I have noticed, let me show you this. Oil filter is about to burst. Front discs are absolutely horrendous. If we come round to the back, this one here, I don't know if you can see, but the actual braking surface is missing off it. can you see there? So I have spoke to the customer. And it's not that I'm trying to upsell stuff, because that is not what I'm about. I'm about to make this car safe. I couldn't really let it go out with the discs in that condition. So we spoke to the customer, we've given him a price for the job, and he has said go ahead and get it done. So I'm going to carry on now, do some discs and pads all around and an oil and filter. Right, well, I've now gone ahead, I've gone round the vehicle and taken all the four wheels off. And you know the stupid French locking wheel nuts that they have, the one with the 4-pin? Them ones, they are absolutely ridiculous. So I've had to hammer one of them off because it had been put on too tight. That is no big drama. Let me flip you around. You can't really see the front discs until I take them off to the inner surface, but look at these. Look at these rear brakes. Look at the state of them. The braking surface is actually coming off. Let's go on the other side. Look at the state of them. I think they're well overdue them, aren't they? Right, well, I'm not going to bore you by doing a brake disc and pad video, so I'm just going to put it into a little bit of a time lapse and let you see me working. And just like that, that is the front discs off. Can you see the brake surface? All breaking away. And well, you've probably seen in my time lapse where I've had to hammer the brake pads out as well, so it's probably poorly maintained, this vehicle, by the looks of it. Well, I've zoomed ahead and we've got the rear discs and pads off now, both sides. Now, I've got the front discs and pads there, which are Borg & Beck. We all like Borg & Beck stuff, don't we? Now, the rear discs, they are being a little bit of a pain to get hold of because they have got the wheel bearings in them. Is it a complete disc? Stupid design, stupid design. So what I'm going to do now is, while I'm waiting for them to turn up, I've cleaned the carriers down on the front. I'm going to get these front ones built back up. Right, well, I've now fitted both the front brake discs and pads, and I'm still waiting for the rear discs to turn up. But however, we have got the brand new air conditioning pump that has turned up. Now, these new compressors, they do come pre-filled with the correct amount of oil for this system. But before we put that pump on, what we're going to do, these rubber O-rings on the end here, we're just going to give them a little bit of a coating with some pag oil. Right, we've dropped the car down now. We've got the high pressure and the low pressure pipes connected up to it. We're going to put the machine onto, I don't know if you lot are going to be able to see it. We're going to go auto. Wait for it to do its thing. Come on. We're going to vacuum it for 30 minutes. Oil, we're not going to put any oil in it other than 5 grams of UV dye. Gas, it takes 400 grams. If it has got another heater in the back, I think it takes another 20 or 30 grams. But we're going to put 40 grams in it. Click OK. Press start. And that machine now is going to do its thing. Hopefully that the rear brake discs will turn up shortly. Well, a little bit of good news. My machine is still doing its thing. We've now got the rear discs and pads, and we've also got some fresh common oil which is going to go in this car. Now, while that machine is doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead now and put that new alternator belt on and chuck them rear discs on. Right, now these rear discs, I did explain to you before that they do come with the new bearings and the ABS ring, but when you take them out of the box, please make sure that this ring, this magnetic pickup for the ABS, is in a good condition and it's not damaged, because if it is damaged, you're going to be getting an ABS fault. And they also come with new big nuts and a new dust cap as well. Let's get these chucked on. Always happens on a Friday, doesn't it? Put the rear discs on, come to put the pads on. Pads are the wrong ones, but not to worry. The air conditioning now has finished its cycle and we filled it up. And as you can see, we have got the Curian N2 coupled up to my Tab 3. We're going to get in the car now, give it a big start. It's going to be a lot quieter. It's going to be a lot quieter. What we're going to do, jump in, turn the volume of the air down. Right, that's it. Listen to that. Already, it's perfect. Let's go ahead and how do we work this? Right, there we go. Let's put the air conditioning on. We're going to close the door. Now make sure that you don't close the window, because if the front wheels spin with it in the air, the doors may close themselves or lock themselves. We're going to put it on low, put the air conditioning on, put it on recirc, and we're going to leave it tick over 5 minutes or so. Put my little temperature probe in the vents, as you can see, my Curian N2. I'm going to go outside, leave the car ticking over and see how cold it gets. Straight away that car, so the customer's going to get this car back and, well, it's going to be like brand new. Brakes all round, oil and filter, no noises. Tell you what temperature are we on now? This has only been running a couple of minutes and we were on 6.7 degrees. Now bearing in mind it will go colder, but because I haven't got the window fully closed, it's going to be drawing in warm air. It does make a massive difference, massive. You probably get that down to about 4 degrees ish maybe if the door was up, window was up. And just like that, that car now is all back together. And it's been ticking over a little while. And what temperature are we at? 9.6. You can see it. The compressor working. It's cooling it down. Now, with air conditioning, the more you use it, the better it gets. And that is a fact, that is. Now, you know the old, hang on, where'd they gone? The French locking wheel nuts, well, they're going straight in the bin, and I put 4 normal wheel bolts on this car to save this customer a lot of hassle in the future, because they are a pain. They're a pain, there's no way about it. But yeah, I think that's me done for a Friday. I've changed the oil and filter. Ben. Right, well, I've come in the car for a little bit of peace and quiet, and it is nice and cool in here now. So yeah, as I was saying, car's all done, discs and pads all around, unexpected, but they weren't safe. Oil and filter, because the oil filter was about to burst anytime, and an air conditioning pump. So yeah, I think that's me done. I've got another tiny little job for me to do before I go home. But yeah, that's it. I hope you all have a mint weekend. I'm not going to upload tomorrow. I think I'm going to have a little bit of a day off. It's hard work, you know, doing your job, editing, making content, editing the content, and getting it uploaded for that night. I think what I need to start doing is making a couple of videos and slowing it down a little bit, because it is all getting too much. But again, I do enjoy doing it for you lot. So yeah, I'm going to go home tonight, have a cheeky cold one, and have a little bit of a chill. Oh, actually, I might do another little upload tomorrow, because I'm doing a full service on my own personal vehicle. So yeah, if I don't, I hope you all have a mint weekend. Keep safe, and let's get it sent.